Welcome to the Hips and Splits Hatha Yoga routine. My name is Sarah Beth, and I highly recommend that you grab a thick mat for your practice today. You can always double up your mats. 2 blocks and a bolster will also allow you to go much deeper and further into our postures today. But if you don't have these props, don't worry. Just grab 2 thick, sturdy books and a cushion off your couch or bed. Pause here if you need to grab your things. Otherwise, let's begin. Let's begin in a child's pose. Take your knees as wide as comfortable. Walk your hands forward as you relax your forehead and your chest down onto the mat. Breathe in and out through your nose, finding a slow, rhythmic breath that inflates and deflates all the muscles in your body. Slowly rise into a tabletop, and then curl your toes under and make your way into a downward facing dog. Feel free to add any and all movement that works for you to help you open up your legs, hips, and chest. And settle into this pose with a micro bend in both knees. So very small bend in both knees. Tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling and press your chest towards your thighs. Gently reach your right leg up. Extend through your heel so that your hips stay square the whole time. Then use the strength of your core to step your right foot through to a low lunge at the top of your mat. Place your right ankle directly underneath your right knee. Then lower your hips down to the mat and sink into your hips while you stay broad through your shoulders for just 3 smooth breaths. And to take it a little bit deeper, take both hands on top of your front knee, lifting a little bit higher through your chest for a variation of crescent moon. Now notice how if there's no engagement in your legs, you just sink into this posture and it can kind of strain a little bit, so make sure that's not happening. Engage your legs as if you were trying to draw your front ankle and your back knee towards each other. Engage your lower abs just enough so you can lift out of your hips. This is how you will eventually, over time, go deeper into the pose. So hold that engagement for 3 more breaths. Now lower your hands down to the mat. With your back knee down, shift your hips back for a variation of Hanumanasana prep. So lower your hips all the way down onto your back heel. I find that placing a prop like a block underneath my right hip or even just a folded blanket can be very helpful in keeping the hips square, which is essential in a posture like this. Now, lift and lengthen from your lower back. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, hinge from your hips as you walk your hands forward a couple more inches. Continue to move deeper with each breath, inhaling to lengthen your spine out of your hips, exhaling to hinge and fold even deeper for 5 more breaths. This is not about stretching or straining. This is about relaxing and releasing. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly walk your hands up and make your way forward into a runner's lunge. Bending your right knee, toe heel your right foot towards the right side of your mat as you take both hands inside of your right ankle. With your back knee lowered down to the mat, sink into your hips and take 3 deep breaths here, relaxing and releasing tension from your hips, hamstrings, and all around your pelvis. If you're feeling flexible today, try lowering your forearms down onto props or even down onto the mat. Most important is that your hips are still even towards the front of your mat, so you're not sticking your hips out behind you or opening your hips out towards the side. Wherever you are, curl your back toes under and lift your back knee up off the mat, lengthening and straightening out your back leg as much as you can, drive through your heel. And then slowly lower your back knee down onto the mat once more, relaxing into your hips. Now alternate lifting and lowering your back leg, finding the pace that serves you. Three, 2, 1. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Come back up to your hands. And with your left hand planted down either on fingertips, on your block, or palm down on the mat, reach your right hand back to grab onto your back ankle for a deep quad opener. You're always welcome to lasso your foot in with your strap, or even if you're just reaching for your foot and there's no contact made, you're still benefiting from this posture. So find the variation that serves you. Breathe and give just a gentle pull as you soften your hips for 3 more breaths. And gently release. Take your time as you make your way back to downward facing dog. Then pedal out your legs. Notice any difference in sensation between your right and left sides. And when you're ready, extend your left leg high. Keep your hips squared off as much as you can as you reach through your left heel. Using your core, gracefully step your left foot all the way through to a low lunge. Adjust until your left knee is above your left ankle. Lower your back knee down to the mat, and using your hands to support you, stay broad through your shoulders. Take 3 smooth, slow breaths as you sink into your hips. Taking this just a little bit further, place both hands on top of your left knee, lifting your chest up so you can be tall in this variation of crescent moon. Engage your legs as if you were scissoring your front ankle and your back knee towards each other. Engage your lower abs just slightly to help you lift out of your hips, lengthening your lower back. Slowly release both hands back down to the mat. Begin to shift your hips back as you straighten out your left leg for our variation of Hanumanasana prep. If you used a prop on the other side, make sure you do so here. Or if you need a prop on this side, make sure you do so here, placing that prop underneath your left hip so that your hips can stay even, your lower back can stay long. So find the variation that serves you. Flex your left toes back towards you, little micro bend in your left knee. Take a big inhale to lift out of your hips and lengthen your spine. And exhale to slowly hinge from your hips, folding over your left leg. No matter how far you go, inhale, continue to lengthen. Exhale, continue to fold. For a few more smooth, rhythmic breaths. Make sure you're not crunching through your shoulders. Allow them to relax. Your shoulder blades can roll open. For one more long inhale through your nose. Long exhale through your nose. And slowly rise. Walk your hands forward as you bend your left knee, making your way into runner's lunge. Toe heel your left foot open towards the side of your mat. Both hands inside of your left ankle. Lower your back knee down to the mat. And take a few deep breaths here just to sink into your hips. Now curl your toes under behind you and lift your right knee off the mat. Extend through your right heel as you straighten out your whole right leg, lifting the back of your right knee up towards the ceiling. Big inhale. Then exhale to lower your right knee back down to the mat and slowly sink into your hips. Take the next minute to lift and lower your back knee, finding the pace that serves you. Three, 2, 1. Lower your back knee down to the mat. With your right hand planted down, reach your left arm back to grab onto your left ankle for your quad opener. There's so much happening in a posture like this, so allow yourself to relax. Sink into your hips and only pull just enough where you're still playing within your edge. The edge is that place where there's a lot of intensity, but you can still breathe, smooth and deep. You're still very present within the pose. If you go past the edge, it's like falling off a cliff and you lose control of your breath. Your mind starts bouncing all over the place and your body tenses up defensively. So find your edge and then stay within. Not only in this posture, but in all the postures to come. Gently release your back ankle and make your way back to downward facing dog. With a micro bend in your knees, tilt your tailbone high, press your chest towards your thighs for a nice long spine. Now step your right foot forward between your hands into a low lunge at the top of your mat. With your ankle above your knee, lower your back knee down to the mat and sink into your hips. Now I suggest using blocks here or any prop to bring your mat up to you to reduce strain and release tension with length in your lower back because we're going into the full splits. So if you have your blocks, place them underneath your hands, or you may want to place a prop underneath your right hip as you walk your right leg forward and extend your left leg further back. Make sure that you are still engaged in this pose. And this is why having your hands on blocks, even on their highest setting, would be so helpful. You do not want to be hinging forward, but you want to be lifting up. Engage your legs, engage your quads, so that you can lift out of your hips to sit up tall in this pose and find the depth that serves you, so you can breathe and be fully present, observing any and all sensation. If you're tensing up, that's your body telling you that you've gone too far. Try backing out a couple of millimeters. Very mindfully, take your time as you draw your legs back together, bending your right knee, and make your way back into downward facing dog. When you're ready, step your left leg through into a low lunge with your ankle underneath your knee. Sink into your hips. Grab your props. If you used blocks under your hands or a prop underneath your left hip, and then take your time as you very slowly and mindfully ease into your variation of full splits today. Inching your left leg forward, right toes curled under behind you to inch your right leg back. Very important that your hip stays square here so that your right leg is spiraling down towards the mat. And also very important that you maintain an engagement in your thighs here so that you can lift out of your hips, not just sink everything and dump into the posture. Breathe, relax, stay present, and listen to the sensation in your body. Remember that your body is communicating with you through sensation, so it'll tell you when you need to back off a little bit, or if you're able to go just a little bit deeper. Honor your body, and take the variation of full splits that works for you right now, trusting that over time, it will evolve. Nice and slow, make your way out of your full splits, bending your left knee, as you make your way back to downward facing dog. For your final down dog of the practice, pedal out your legs, reach your hips high, press your chest towards your thighs. Then inhale, look up through your hands and bend your knees. Exhale to step your feet all the way through, take a seat on your mat, and then come to lie down on your back. And keep your knees to your chest for full wind pose. Just hold on to your thighs or your shins. Relax your shoulders. Lengthen the back of your neck. And send your breath into your lower back, giving your body time to reset, your lower back time to restore. For about 3 smooth breaths.